Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 120. This I'm viewing episodes 3 through 8 of Jetman. Yep. Yeah, first episode is basically the finale to the intro arc to this particular run. Yeah, where Guy does finally join the team and they basically do the whole Power 5 stuff. And of course, defeat the standalone monster of the episode. Yep. Yeah. Unlike, let's say, the next couple episodes basically have the same monster. Yeah. By the way, the monster for this one, because this, now here's the thing. It's kind of similar to that of Live Man, where each of the three, let's say four or at least five people basically have like various monsters. Now, in the case of the first couple episodes, it was all Regget's monsters. This one is basically, well, Tran, his monsters. He basically has monster episode 3. And what about the rest? Well, 4, 5, and 6, it's Ragan. For 7, it's Mira. And also 8 as well. Though occasionally these monsters do have a tendency to come back for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. In episodes 4 and 5, it's Road Dimension. It's a monster for that one. In episode 6, it's House Dimension. I'll get this one. This one's kind of weird. For Mirror, it's Mirror Dimension and Diamond Dimension. Yep. Yeah. So, then we have after we have that particular thing, we have and by the way, episode 3 is the first one after Guy finally fully joins the team. This still occasionally goes on by himself. They finally do the roll call. Yes, it took 3 episodes and we finally do the roll call. You would think, okay, we got the roll call taken care of. Let's film the Megazord. Nope. Don't do that for another 3 episodes after this one. Basically, 4 and 5 is a 2-parter focused on Corey. Yes, it's a sort of a romance storyline where she meets up with her fiance, who only appears just in these 2 episodes, and he's never seen again. And oh boy, this guy himself is not a very nice person. Yeah. All he does is show for this 2-parter, and that's it for him. Yeah, he wants to marry Corey simply because the fact it was arranged by their parents. Yep. By the way, his name is Shichiro Koji, who only appears in, well, who appears in episode 4 and 5. Yeah, he is not a very nice person. They reveal when they attempt to marry in the very episode. Yeah, they attempt to marry, but yeah, she calls it off due to the fact the guy's a scumbag. Well, not because he's a crooked criminal. Oh no, because these people who are basically not rich as worms. And she's like, you actually feel that way? He's like, yep. So basically, her response when they're attempting to get married, she proceeds to get below. How? Kick him in the balls. Yep. And she runs away, becomes the runaway bride. And then she suits up. So she's a bit nervous, basically handling the actual mechs. But by the end of episode 5, she's able to handle no problem. And they form their very first sort of carrier thing. And in the very next episode, we finally see debut of their Megazord, Jet Icarus. Which, appearance-wise, looking at it, it reminds me a lot of the Dino Megazord, which comes the very next season, but which I had previously covered that 6 years ago. I mean, it's very similar to it. As a matter of fact, the cockpit's in the chest, like it is in that one. The cockpit itself, like when you see the cockpit, It's a quite interesting looking cockpit, this one. Let's see. Here it is. Here's the cockpit, which I'm going to show you. Like, wow, that looks very similar to the one they use in Kaku Ranger, Zoo Ranger, aka Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Season 1. Yeah, it looks like the same exact cockpit. Same design, same layout, except the symbols are different. It could be that Zoo Ranger pretty much reused it, took this very set and just redesigned the background. Yeah, behind them was changed, and plus they added a door to that one because basically the whole thing with the Green Ranger stuff. But I like this cockpit. Why? Because when I think of power, when I think of these Megazord slash Robo cockpits, I think of this style of cockpit. The 5-person cockpit having 3 people in front, 2 people in the back, operating controls and joysticks. This is the cockpit I think of. Not where you have 2 people in separate cockpits or 2 people or 3 people in separate cockpit, like separate cockpits. I'm never really a big fan of that. This is on fan. I love this style of cockpit. And watching this one, you feel like, wow, this is like some stuff we see in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. My guess is they must have inspiration, even though they adapted from Zoo Ranger, they must have taken inspiration from some ideas from Jetman. It's possible that Helmut Zemo must have did. I don't know. I mean, this shot here, yeah, the same type of thing they use in that one, except that basically it's just an alternate mode for them. But yeah, great cockpit. Yeah, the typical cockpit, like here's the cockpit of one of the Zords. This is basically for the Black Condor. That looks like the same type of cockpit they use in the Dinozords. It probably is. It's basically a redress, at least redesign. Basically, use the same style of set 2 seasons in a row. Me personally, don't have a problem with this. This is perfectly fine. Yeah, no issue with this at all. So, when they first formed the Megazord, the Red Ranger is not actually there. That's a first. Yes, the Red Ranger not be in the Megazord when they first form it. So, the story of episode 6 is that they send him a spider, basically. I believe this is Ray Red's turn, where he takes over an apartment complex. Yes, takes over an apartment building, and the first place to attack like a girl's apartment. Though he's able to, though, guys able to help her escape. Though, then of course Ryu comes in and saves him. Then of course he kind of temporarily assumes command of the team. Kind of becomes the second commander of the team due to Ryu not being there, and everyone's gonna follow his orders, no problem. Like his stuff, basically, he's very sound. I would not be surprised if they named second command in this run because, well, he clearly acts like a temporary leader. I mean, he got the Megazord form, no problem, despite the fact Ryu not being there, because they actually had the Red Hawk Zord on autopilot. So then eventually they disassemble for him to go rescue him, and of course Corey is obviously worried about him. It's actually revealed in the very next episode that she's actually got a thing for him. Yes, she's actually got feelings for him. She doesn't say anything to Ryu, probably because basically now it's not time to because of the middle of a major battle. So, and he of course does suspect this in the very next episode, by the way. So they rescue him. Now, by the way, he's actually trapped in there because one of the main villains of this thing, Reddit, decides to fight him in this sort of this alternate dimension. Like, wow, this is so similar to Zoo Ranger. Like, wow, it's like so similar. Like, seeing this, I'm like, wow. Yeah. He fights him for the first time, which, like, that sounds very similar to basically Well, the Red Ranger basically battling Goldar in Minor Power Rangers. It's very similar. Though they do it in the same episode debut of the Zorwitch, that's actually quite different. Yep. The eventually next one is quite interesting. It's basically now this is a change because the last several times I've seen this, usually the female member of the team, usually their father comes in to do one thing. They're here because they want to have an arrangement. They want to basically set up their daughter for a future wife, future husband. This one breaks the show by having Ryu's grandmother show up and have prospective wives for him. So she's basically him descendant, basically a great grandchild. And she's basically respected by the team due to the fact she's basically able to fend off a monster. Which also I should almost bring up though, he does encounter Maria in episode, I believe it was like 3, I think it was. He encounters her for the first time, and when he sees her, he thinks that she's his dead girlfriend. But he's like, nope, she's dead. So he moves on from that very quickly. And saves Corey at the same time, who's basically about to fall into like a crater. So, yep. And there's a lot about beauty, but it's typical girl stuff, basically, this one. Next one is a weird one. Or this is a focus on Corey and Anko, where they visit a rich friend of her, which, by the way, they do bring up her annulment that had back episode 4. So, I'm not upset they brought this up. Yeah, it's been a few episodes, so he does know her, so why not? He appears for just one episode, and here's a shocker. That's all he appears in. Yeah, basically he's here just to introduce basically the thing that becomes the monster of the week, the Bloody Diamond. Which apparently has connections to King Louis XIV for some reason. I'm not sure why. So, they have wherever it goes, Matt, including Anko. So, the way to get her to come back a person is basically feed into her greed and turn her back normal, and then by the end of the episode, she wants more diamonds. Because she's the greedy one. Despite the fact that Corey is simply the one who's rich, but she's not greedy per se. Yeah, I'm sure she probably returned all those diamonds to get her money back. It's possible because she's wealthy. But yeah, really good 6 episodes. Nothing really bad here per se. I mean, yes, watching this does remind me a lot of Zoo Ranger. Also, aka My Hunter Season 1. But it's fine. This is the era I like for Super. This is stuff I like because I love Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I do enjoy that. And this is like very similar to this. Matter of fact, the suits are very similar design. It's surprising though that Mighty Morphin didn't start with this season instead of Zoo Ranger. Yeah, it's something though. Probably because of the time that was the most recent one that aired. They probably chose not to do this one. Now, in case you're curious though, did in fact the Jetman ever pop up in, let's say, an episode for... How should I put this? Did they pop up for... Super Mega Force? Like, do they have a counterpart team? Not really, per se. No, this actually, I think, is one they skipped. Yeah, because I remember seeing it where... I don't think that they actually had one of these. Nope, this one never popped up, which is kind of interesting because they had the Battalion Rangers, which is Die-Man, Blitz Rangers, which is basically I believe it's the bio. Oh, it's Change Man. Prism is Flash Man. Lightning. Yeah, Lightning is Mass Man, surprisingly. Supersonic is 5-Man. And Battalion is simply Die Ranger. Oh, Die-Man. Yeah, they never had one of these. I thought that was kind of interesting, though, the fact this group never made an appearance in if I think it did appear in Gokaiger, yes, there was in fact a tribute episode for them. But you're probably thinking, okay, did they have the team pop up in, let's say, they want to pop up in Gokaiger? Yes, the Black Rangers. But I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens in here. They do a trivia episode to them, which he's the one who does show up here, which I will not get into that right now. Yeah. But yeah, really good 6 episodes. Can't wait to discuss the rest of this stuff. So yeah, that's it for Sickle Review. Stay tuned for next week. It's going to be Comic Corner and then Skeleton to Another World. Okay, next video. Bye.